going to be a little uneventful.
Well, we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 deputies out on the floor. So 69-59, Gate City with a 10-point win. And the girls take care of business and the boys do as well. We'll take a break and come back. Here on the James River Advisors postgame show, you are listening to the home of Blue Devil Sports. This is Gate City Sports Radio.
You are listening to the home of Blue Devil Sports. This is Gate City Sports Radio.
Are you concerned about the ever-increasing cost of college education? Does it worry you about being prepared for this time in your family's life? If so, there is help in the form of James River Advisors. Your local office in Gate City is managed by Edwin Cox, and he is ready to take care of all of your needs. He believes in establishing long-lasting relationships with his clients based on trust. Edwin is ready to help you with your college planning, financial planning, investments, and much, much more. Give him a call today at 276-690-8014. Again, that's 276-690-8014. He's located at 122 East Jackson Street next to Dollar General in Gate City. Choosing to work with local businesses is the easiest way to support and strengthen your community. Virginia Farm Bureau insurance agents have been committed to providing personalized service to their local communities for almost 70 years. With over 100 offices throughout Virginia, Farm Bureau Insurance is always your hometown option for auto, home, and business coverage. Contact your local agents here in Scott County, Whitney McConnell, Richard Helms, David Weddick, and Amanda Horton at 276-386-7411 or go online to vafb.com. Coverage provided by Farm Bureau Insurance and their affiliates. Elmcroft of Johnson City is a peaceful and intimate memory care and assisted living community in one of Tennessee's top 10 best places to live. We provide senior residents the independence they desire and the professional assisted living care that makes a difference. Residents enjoy fun activities to fit every interest and the knowledge that extra care is available if needed. Call them today at 423-282-0280. Again, that's 423-282-0280. Elmcroft of Johnson City is an Eclipse senior living community.
You are listening to the home of Blue Devil Sports. This is Gate City Sports Radio.
All right, so on a victorious night, Gate City down by 12 early in the first half, come back and take the win 69-59. Chris, take us through Statland.
Bradley Dean, 41. Eli Starnes, 4. John Compton, 10. Hensley, 4. DeAndre Mack, 5. David George, 3. John Sally, 2. On defense, Bradley Dean, 5 rebounds and a steal. Luke Reed with 7 rebounds. Eli Starnes with 2. Compton with 4 rebounds and a steal. Hensley with 3 rebounds and a steal. Mack, 4 rebounds. David George, 9 rebounds. And John Sally had a couple of them. Gives Gate City 34 total rebounds compared to 28 for Wise Central. You know, this was ugly, Joe. But sometimes you got to win ugly. What's a little concerning, though, is 2 of their last 3 wins have been this way. Ridgeview was kind of along the same lines. They looked great against Dobbins-Bennett. Then they came out that first half tonight, and they couldn't find a basket.
You know, I don't know how much the rivalry and how much they were, of course, this was the biggest attended game all year. And, this was kind of the scene of, High Central, this is going to be their coming out party and taking down the streak and this, that, and the other. And
well, I thought Gate City played great defense the entire game, and the offense was good. Don't get me wrong. It's just the shots weren't falling. They were getting the open looks. They were taking the shots. They were squaring up. The shots just weren't landing.
Like you said, because there were so many. DeAndre missed a few layups, and Hensley missed a couple inside. Well, Dean missed, and Compton. everybody missed some inside.
Yeah, they were just cold the first half.
But fortunately, in that second half, of course, spurred, of course, Dean had those threes, and he went wild there in the third quarter at 5 threes. How many did he have on the game? I think he had 7.
He had 5 in the third quarter. He had 2 in the first quarter, so that's 7. 7 3-pointers.
So 7 threes. Of course, that kind of and it made Wise Central come out a little bit more. Of course, that opened up some things inside, but then Gate City kept chipping away. And then, of course, they did a great job, a concerted effort. Of course, they really frustrated McCamus. And, of course, Hayes ended up with some points as well. But still yet, came out, and it's a Gate City victory, 69-59. So, all right, Chris, let's go through them. You know, the stat of the night, again, brought to you by the law office of Jesse Walker McMurray. Again, I want to say thank you to them for their sponsorship and all they do for Big Blue Booster, or they actually help the boosters as well as Gate City High School. What do you got stat-wise? What's the stat of the night?
What jumps out at me, and of course it is unofficial. Sometimes it's hard to keep track of all the rebounds, but I've got David George with 9 of those bad boys. And he was rebounding with authority. Elbows out, nobody was getting that ball from him.
And he got that. He got a couple jumps in there.
Jump ball and slung McCamus.
You're right. I mean, just
tried to come down.
He was the man, the myth, and the legend there. So again, all right, we'll go with a rebounding there for the stat of the night. All right, so talk about the play of the night again. That brought to us by Colonial Funeral Home. They have really served our region for decades. They do so much, and again, they are big sponsors of Big Blue Athletics. I want to say thank you to them. So, Chris, what do you got for the play of the night?
This is probably the easiest one we've had all season. I'm convinced the turning point of the game. 2:29 to go in the third. Starnes stole on McCamus, went in with the wide open layup, gave Gate City the lead for the first time. They never looked back.
So that will be the play of the night again. And so let's talk about the Delegate Terry Kilgore player of the game. Again, Delegate Kilgore, over 2 decades of service to our region as he represents us in Richmond. Of course, right now in the legislative session as they go back and forth on several different topics, but I want to say thank you to their sponsorship. So Chris, the player of the night would be...
Okay, your call again, big boss. Dean had 41 points. Starnes and Mack, though, were constantly in McCamus's face and in his head there in the second half, playing the mind games with him. Gate City wouldn't have won without Dean's 41, but at the same time, McCamus would have had a lot more points without those two guys shutting him down like they did. McCamus wound up with 25, but could have been a lot worse.
So
your call. We will send the angry correspondence to you.
We will go with co-players of the night, Eli Starnes and Bradley Dean. A third place, if you will, to DeAndre Mack. I think, again, even though he missed some inside, he was all over the place. He really stepped in whenever Eli wasn't in terms of the defensive pressure. He was able to, and again, he got in there. He was active, so we'll go with those as co-players and a number C, if you will.
You're such a politician.
That's right. So, again, a great effort overall by our Blue Devils. Again, the Blue Devils will be back in action next Tuesday night as we travel to Lehigh. Hopefully we'll get signal, and hopefully that's kind of a wild gym to broadcast from. Chris, you've never had the joy of that, have you?
I have not, but if we drive to Jonesville, we dang sure better be able to broadcast.
Well, we should have
on a
signal.
Work night, no less.
We should have, of course, so next Wednesday we'll be taking PTO time from our employers. If
not an option.
Well, unfortunately not. But, again, so we'll be back on the air again next Tuesday night. And then, of course, it gets kind of a little bit wild and woolly there for a few days as right after that, again, not only will we play on Tuesday night away, then we go to Union, which is always a tough place to play, in Big Stone Gap. Then after that, we come home the next night. We take on Sullivan East. So, again, I think that's kind of a little bit one of those trap games, Chris. Against a non-district matchup. We played, we're coming out of the district, then we step out for a Sullivan East team.
Union's going to be physical. And hopefully they can rebound, no pun intended, for the next game, the next day.
Then after that, of course, we go to John Battle. And then we come back for the end of the month of January for homecoming here. On the 31st, we'll be taking on Abington. Then, of course, on the 1st, the boys will be in action away at Science Hill. And the girls will be back in action then on the 4th with Ridgeview coming home. So, again, as we take a look at that, really the end of the season, I know we're getting a little bit ahead of ourselves, but you got Ridgeview here at home on the 4th. Then we got Wise Central on the 7th. and that will conclude the regular season. So a lot of exciting basketball coming up. And we'll be here for it all, hopefully.
Let's hope so. A win is a win is a win, however you can get them. And like I said, I don't mean to sound totally down on Gate City. They played a great game. And like I said, they executed the plays. The shots were open. They just didn't fall. You can't criticize the boys. You're going to have games like that.
Right.
As long as they stick to the game plan, though, hopefully they'll be all right.
So it seems like everybody around us has left us.
So we can finally get out of these seats.
Want to say thank you to everybody that tuned in tonight to listen to us. Again, want to say thank you to everybody who supported us all season long. Again, we've got a lot of listeners, of course, around the Gate City Kingsport area. I also want to say a big hello to our international listeners in France, Germany, and Australia.
Bonjour.
So we noticed those, and got some greetings for those coming up here in the next couple of weeks too. So, all right, so we've been on the air about 3.5 hours, so we'll sign off for now.
I'm tired.
Been an interesting ball game. Congratulations again to the girls. They vanquished and just absolutely gave Y Central a dose of it tonight. Again, that defensive
the JV
intensity.
boys did too.
JV boys did as well, and the girls really stepped up. You know, they pushed Y Central all the way. Again, falling by 4 in their ball game. So we'll sign off again. We'll be back on the air next week. Make sure you stay with us through our social media outlets. And you never know where we may pop up. So again, for Mr. Carr, this is Joe Carter. You are listening to the home of Blue Devil Sports on a victorious night from the middle school gymnasium. This is Gate City Sports Radio.
Thanks for listening. We hope you enjoyed the show.